Let's be real. People lie more than you think, and it's not always the strangers you suspect. It could be your friend, your partner, or even someone in your family. We like to believe we're good at spotting lies, but the truth is, we often ignore the red flags because we want to trust the people close to us. I've been there. I used to think I was a great judge of character, until I found out someone I trusted had been lying to my face for months. The problem wasn't that I didn't see the signs, it's that I chose to overlook them. They were right in front of me. Those tiny shifts in their behavior, the exaggerated explanations, the sudden defensiveness. But I convinced myself it was nothing. Here's the truth. People lie all the time, and the sooner you accept that, the quicker you can start seeing through the facade. So, if you're ready to strip away the illusions and face reality, here are undeniable signs you're being lied to. Brace yourself, because it might hit closer to home than you expect. 1. Defensiveness. Ever ask someone a simple question and watch them react like you just accused them of a crime? That extreme defensiveness isn't just a reaction to your question. It's often a red flag that they're hiding something. When someone is being truthful, they don't need to get defensive. The next time you see this kind of reaction, don't back down. Dig deeper, because their defensiveness might be the wall they're building to protect a lie. 2. Over-polished stories. You've probably heard a story that was so smooth, so polished, it sounded rehearsed. If a story feels too perfect, it usually is. Real life is messy and full of imperfections. When someone's tale is too well put together, they're likely leaving out the inconvenient details or flat out making things up. The more practiced and flawless the story, the more you should question its authenticity. 3. Body language shifts. Body language is hard to fake, especially when someone is trying to keep up a lie. One of the biggest giveaways is when someone's body subconsciously shifts away from you. They might cross their arms, angle their feet toward the door, or avoid eye contact. These subtle cues can reveal more than their words. If their body language isn't lining up with what they're saying, it's time to get suspicious. 4. Too much detail. Ironically, while some liars keep things vague, others will drown you in details. Ever notice how someone tries to over-explain something that should be straightforward? They're throwing out so much information in an attempt to make their story sound believable, but in reality, it's a distraction. When someone's giving you more details than necessary, it's a sign they're trying to compensate for the truth they're not telling. 5. Sudden changes in behavior. People who lie often can't maintain their usual behavior when under pressure. You might notice a sudden change in how they act or speak. Maybe they were relaxed before, but now they're fidgeting or stumbling over their words. Or they've suddenly gone from chatty to quiet. These shifts in behavior can signal that they're uncomfortable, and that discomfort is often linked to dishonesty. 6. Laughing off serious topics. Sometimes, when someone's uncomfortable with the truth, they'll try to laugh it off or make a joke. You might bring up a serious topic, and instead of addressing it head-on, they crack a joke or try to brush it aside. Laughter might ease the tension, but it doesn't erase the weight of the topic at hand. If they can't face the serious conversations, ask yourself how much you can really trust them. 7. Vagueness when pressed for specifics. Have you ever asked someone for details, only to get a vague, roundabout answer? You press for specifics, dates, names, facts, and they give you a cloud of ambiguity. It's frustrating, but more than that, it's a red flag. Vague answers are the liar's best friend because they allow them to avoid accountability. The more vague they are, the more likely they're hiding something. Let me give you an example from my own life. I once had a coworker who would always talk about these big deals they were closing. But whenever anyone asked for more details, like which companies they were working with or how far along the negotiations were, they'd start dancing around the point. Oh, we're just in the early stages. Really exciting conversations happening. Can't say too much right now. Weeks would pass, and we'd ask again, but it was the same story. Eventually, we found out that not only was there no deal, but they made up half the conversations. They were bluffing, hoping nobody would dig too deep. Here's the controversial part. When someone gets vague when you ask for specifics, it's not just that they're being secretive, it's that they're lying. Vagueness is a liar's best friend because it allows them to escape accountability. It's like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands. You think you're getting somewhere, but they keep slipping away. People who are honest don't need to hide behind vagueness. If you ask them for details, they'll give you clear answers because they have nothing to protect. But a liar? They thrive in the gray areas. They know the more vague they can be, the harder it is for you to pin them down. It's classic avoidance behavior, and most people fall for it because we've been trained not to push too hard. We don't want to come off as rude or needy for answers. But here's the thing. When you feel that awkwardness creeping in, that's the exact moment you need to double down and ask for clarity. The bottom line, honesty isn't always convenient, but it's clear, direct, and doesn't hide behind ambiguity. When someone refuses to give you specifics, they're afraid of what the details will reveal. They're building a wall of vagueness to keep you from seeing the truth. And if they can't tear down that wall for you, ask yourself why they're building it in the first place. Next time someone gives you a vague answer, don't back down. You deserve clarity, and anyone who respects you enough will be willing to give it to you. Vagueness might feel like a small thing, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a big sign of deeper issues. Issues that can erode trust faster than any lie ever could. At the end of the day, you deserve honesty, and the people who can't give you that, they're the ones you need to let go of. Stay sharp, stay true.